So the next thing we're going to look at is some shortcuts for finding Taylor series. Because Taylor series can be kind of a laborious process, right? You've got to take those derivatives. And, some functions are easy to take the derivative of, but some of them get messy. And they're just a pain, right? So if you take a look at this one, for example, 6, you've got x squared sine of x. So you got to apply the product rule, and it just would be ugly to to have to find that Taylor series. But luckily, we know the series for sine of x, and so because we know the series for sine of x, then we can use that to find the series of x squared sine of x. Okay? Now, before you get started on these problems, you should print out the reference or have it handy somehow. This reference called commonly used Taylor series. Okay, so I could bring this over. I got it up in a window over here. Oops. Uh-oh. Hang on. Let me bring this over so you can see it in the window here. So here's some commonly used Taylor series. And so you'll need to have this handy. Now, I think normally in Math 114, you're often expected to memorize these, to have them, to just know them. I'm not going to make you memorize them. I think that in the real world, you're going to look them up. You're going to say, okay, that reminds, if you actually need to use it, you're like, okay, that looks like a Taylor series that I should know, and you're going to look it up. So, so have this sheet handy while you're doing the homework and the discussion questions and all of that. And so we can use that to find the Taylor series of this x squared sine of x, right? So, so now from the sheet, the sine of x, Taylor series for that is x minus x cubed over 3 factorial plus x to the 5th over 5 factorial minus x to the 7th over 7 factorial, and so on. Okay, I just copied that off of the sheet. All right, so that's just one that we're given. We know that one. You could figure it out if you wanted to, but you only really need to figure it out once, and then you add it to your reference sheet. So now if I want x squared sine of x, I can just take that Taylor series times x squared, right? I'm just going to take x squared times this x minus x cubed over 3 factorial plus x to the 5th over 5 factorial minus x to the 7th over 7 factorial, and so on, right? So I'm just going to use the distributive property and multiply each term by this x squared. So I end up with x cubed minus, so I get x to the 5th over 3 factorial plus x to the 7th over 5 factorial minus x to the 9th over 7 factorial, and so on. So there you go. That's a whole lot easier than having to take all those derivatives to figure out the first 4 terms of the Taylor series expansion for x squared sine of x.